Hi, this is Daniel Hutchins, and today we're going to be doing a Marvel Insider check-in of 7/9/21. Okay, so I know it's been a while since we've done a Marvel Insider check-in, so we're going to do a Marvel Insider check-in of 7/9/21. Okay, so I'm still a level elite. I have 73,000 points to True Believer and 63,000 redeemable points. Last time I was on was the 5th. Okay. Alright. We're gonna see what type of cool articles we can read. Alright. Okay. So, the first article we're going to be reading on the Marvel Insider check-in is the Science and Cuisine collide with Avengers Quantum Encounter during a dining experience aboard the Disney Wish. Discover new details from the first of its kind Marvel restaurant. Debuting on a Disney Wish, guests will find themselves in an immersive family dining experience with Avengers Quantum Encounter at Worlds of Marvel Restaurant. Premiered in the summer of 2022, this all-new thematic dining adventure will assemble some of the Earth's mightiest and tiniest superheroes in a larger-than-life showcase of revolutionary quantum science and world-class cuisine. Guests will play an interactive role in an action-packed adventure mission that unfolds around them, complete with a worldly menu inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Avengers Quantum Encounter is Disney Cruise Line's most ambitious dining experience ever, said Senior Creative Director, Walt Disney Imagineering. We're doing something that's never been done before in a restaurant, developing an exclusive Avengers adventure that will immerse our guests in action through sophisticated technology and innovative storytelling. It's a perfect complement to an incredible menu of story-driven dining around Disney Wish. Arriving at Avengers Quantum Encounter, visitors will learn that Ant-Man and the Wasp are embarking on their first public speaking engagement on behalf of the Avengers. Anxious to impress, they are hosting a special presentation of the most powerful superhero technologies, such as Captain America's shields, Iron Man's arc reactor, and Ant-Man's pin particles. This gives guests the opportunity to look up close at holographic models, field reports, and iconic scenes from Marvel movies displayed on the screen surrounding the room. The highlight of this special event is a hands-on demonstration of the latest and greatest PIM tech, the Quantum Core, which uses cutting-edge and highly unstable technology to shrink and grow targets at the push of a button. A few misfires result in the hilarious Ant-Man-style hijinks, but the real trouble begins when an unexpected villain shows up, with a fearsome army in tow. Eager to get their hands on this powerful quantum technology, Ant-Man and the Wasp will need all the help they can get to save the day, calling on Captain America, Captain Marvel, and the brave diners of the Disney Wish for backup. Don't worry, visitors will be well equipped to help out. Every table of Worlds of Marvel will feature an interactive quantum core, brand new device that will cause objects to shrink and grow remotely. Guests will assist Ant-Man and Wasp as they attempt some small-scale trials, perhaps shrinking oversized luggage for easy stateroom storage. When enough of the quantum cores are activated at the same time, the entire venue will become supercharged as energy pulses through the power channels in the walls and ceilings. Outfitted with state-of-the-art PIM and decked out with Sandra Stock texture style The designer worlds of Marvel will offer surprises in all shapes and sizes, from a distinctly Marvel hexagonal motif to various hidden details embedded in the show. As for food, true to its name, Worlds of Marvel will take families a flavorful tour of real and fictional scenes of Marvel's cinematic universe. Dishes are inspired by legendary locales like African Wakanda, Eastern European Sokovia, and Avengers' home base of New York City. Though menus are still in development, guests can expect to find a diverse array of globally influenced items and playful nods to the world of characters they know and love from Marvel Studios films. This extensive immersive Marvel experience is just one that you'll find on Disney Wish. The Disney Wish will sail its maiden voyage on June the 9th of 2022, followed by a season of 3 or 4 night cruises to Nassau, Bahamas, and Disney's private island, Castaways Cay, from Port Canaveral, Florida. Bookings open to general public on May 27th of 2021, which already happened. Discover more about the Disney Wish and additional cruise line ships at disneycruise.com. Okay. And next article. So the next article we're going to be talking about, as soon as I get this page to open, we're going to be talking about the other Lokis and Loki. Okay, the other Lokis and Loki. There's no such thing as too many Lokis. That's proven true in episode 5 of Marvel Studios' Loki. After Loki winds up pruned at the hands of the Time Variance Authority, he finds himself in the Void, the place where all things go when they're removed from sacred timeline. He quickly realizes he's not alone, as the god of mischief is greeted by Loki, 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 and Loki. As we'll know them, classic Loki, Kid Loki, boastful Loki, and alligator Loki. The new group of outcasts, played by Richard E. Grant, Jack Field, Diorbio Perla, and CGI Alligator, respectively, quickly become Loki's guides through the strange new space, offering him refuge in their Loki palace until all hell breaks loose there. It was completely surreal and an absolute delight, Tom Hiddleston tells Marvel.com. I've been living with playing Loki for a long time and have become used to all his different characteristics. The Sun may be surrounded by incarnations and embodiments of these characteristics. Those moments with Richard, Diorbia, and Jack all together were so much fun. They're all brilliant. Additionally, it's maybe the first time Loki, the original one, is overwhelmed just enough by a little outburst, as the group begins trekking across the void. Loki stops and demands answers, yelling that he had no idea how much time has passed since the Battle of New York, and he isn't even alarmed by the addition of an alligator. In that moment, the character who looks least like Loki is me, Hiddleston continues. It was just being at some sort of surrealist party. It was brilliant. I just enjoyed it so much, and my character Loki is completely out of his depth and a fish out of water. And it was such an enjoyable thing to play. Loki also isn't the only character Hiddleston plays in this episode, as he also steps into the shoes of President Loki. Maybe the most arrogant and pompous Loki, President Loki shows up, expecting to take over the Loki palace until his own army turns on him. Again, that was quite surreal, Hiddleston said. President Loki is almost the worst of the Bad Batch. But it certainly felt this way. He's the least vulnerable, the most autocratic and terrifyingly ambitious character who seems to have no empathy or care for anyone else. Playing both roles required a few quick changes on those days, as Hiddleston jumped from one character to another, doing them both in the same scene was slightly mad, but an enjoyable way and fun too, because it was almost like leaning into Loki as a pure villain, or his capacity to be a pure villain. Okay, so a Loki who's not a villain whatsoever is classic Loki, perfectly played by Richard E. Grant. Even Owen Wilson chimed in about the actor, telling Marvel.com, "I love Richard E. Grant." So getting to do some scenes with him, then just meet him and hang out with him was great. Out of all the Lokis, classic Loki is the one who affects Loki the most, both with helping him and slowly fight off Alioth, but also via his run-in with the TVA. Classic Loki tells the group he's been plucked off his timeline for a sad but wholesome reason. He missed his brother Thor. According to Classic Loki, he survived an encounter with Thanos doing a cunning use of projection magic, and then drifted away through space before landing on a remote planet, where he lived out his years, reflecting on his place in the universe. That is until one day the loneliness was too much and he took his first steps in hopes of reuniting with the God of Thunder. That's when the TVA showed up, calling it a thought experiment. Head writers at Marvel.com. The backstories came from the questions of what if Loki did, in fact, survive the events of Avengers Infinity War. And I thought, well, what if that happened? He said, and if it did, in fact, how could he have aged up? How could he have lived out his years in the way that the TVA would never come find him? From that, Classic Loki's backstory was born, and serves as a reminder to Loki that he too can change his ways, is not relegated to one role of the sacred timeline, and can form actual relationships with people. It was that tragic thing where he finally realizes I'm meant to be alone, Waldron adds. It's just so sad. There's a real lesson there for Loki, and that he's going to reject that notion. That this tiger can change his stripes, and he refuses to be alone. Loki wants to do the right thing. He wants to see if he can have a real companionship in his life. Marvel Studios Loki's now streaming on Disney+. So right now the time check is 13 minutes. So that will be all for today for a Marvel Insider check-in of 7/9/21. If you guys like this content, please hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, that's okay. We all understand these things aren't for everybody. But for those who are, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And again, have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye.